Hi, thank you for joining us. This video is the first in a series of 8 videos in which we want to provide you with an overview into the CAES performance assessment process. In this video, we'll spend a little bit of time on our approach to performance and our approach to assessments. And then in subsequent videos, we'll go to the actual assessments themselves, showing you an example of how we might look at a team, the individuals in a team from an overall performance standpoint, but also we'll expand a little bit into managerial and leadership assessment as well. So hopefully you can watch the other videos in the series, and again, we thank you for spending your time with us. For us at CAES, it's all about performance. Helping our clients to achieve performance results is a big part of everything that we do and every service that we provide. For us, superior performance or above average performance will be sustained over time when a person has the combined technical skills, meaning the necessary educational background, any specific technical knowledge, and relevant industry experience, as well as non-technical skills, also known as soft skills or performance-related personality characteristics, that are both required for performance success in their specific position with their specific team, their specific manager, and within their specific organizational culture. I'm overusing the term specific for a reason, because while we can make broad brushstrokes of what performance is all about, it's when we apply it to the specific situation that we achieve the results that we want to see. The only way to ensure desired performance results is to know exactly where we want to be as compared to where we actually are. So this requires us to define a desired performance in our specific situation, and then to identify specific outcomes and specific timeframes for us to achieve these outcomes. This also requires that we honestly appraise our current performance capability. So we need to assess and evaluate both our technical capability and our non-technical capabilities. Doing this will help us to identify any performance gaps that exist between our current performance and our desired performance. And then we can create gap reduction plans and development programs that will either reduce or eliminate these performance gaps and to enhance our performance. But it's critical for the process to be successful to have individual accountability for achieving new performance results. And the organization has to support our individuals when they apply new performance enhancement techniques in their daily work activities. The CAES assessment process always begins based on the performance objectives of each client. When we work with our clients to help them define their performance objectives, we're then able to identify both the specific technical skills and non-technical skills that are going to be required in order to achieve their specific desired performance outcomes. By doing this, we'll then incorporate the assessment process into whatever service we're providing, whether it be performance enhancement programs, leadership and management development programs, recruitment and selection services, executive and managerial coaching, succession planning and promotions, or internal career development. All of our assessment work is applied to each program that we offer. We then will work with our clients to determine whatever technical capabilities are required, and will conduct technical capability evaluations if it's appropriate to the service. An obvious example of this would be recruitment and selection. But most of our attention is paid to the non-technical skill evaluation, which we will accomplish through both online assessments and interviewing. Our online assessments are available to our subjects 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they can complete them at their convenience. They're also divided into components to make it easier for them to accomplish within given time frames. Our interviewing process helps us both to verify the assessment results through the online work that people do, but it also enables us to evaluate a certain assessment characteristics that are not able to be accomplished through the regular online or written formats. All of this information is then compiled, the raw data is compiled and coordinated and evaluated, and this then enables us to create visual, verbal, or written feedback reports that will help us to evaluate the non-technical capabilities of each subject related to our client's specific desired performance outcomes. In this presentation today, our example is only focused on the non-technical side. We are not looking at technical evaluation in our presentation today. I'd also like to briefly give you an example of how we typically chart our results. In this case, you can see that we have a scale on the left-hand side and right-hand side going from -100 to 100, and then some indicators on the right-hand side about significant above average, average, or below average, or significantly below average scales. Our center line represents the general population in this example, and then each column it represents a component that we are assessing. At the bottom we have our subject indicator, in this case subject AAA, which is also represented by the orange line in each component. We also have included in this case an average line, and this would be the score of all of the subjects put together and creating an average. We can do a number of different things with that type of scoring. We could look at a number of different people at the same time, like comparing potential candidates for a job. We could create an existing benchmark, which we could refer a subject or all of our subjects to. We could look at how a team member compares to other team members at a cumulative average score of other team members. We could, and quite often do, assess people's managers, and we can then compare scores of the subject to their manager. And we can also look at other groups, whichever will be relevant to a comparative analysis. I wanted to briefly discuss the CAES assessment delivery and feedback process so that people are clear on how we approach this. We wanted to have our assessments accessible to people at convenient times, and so we moved practically all of them online. People can go online and complete them. The results come back to us, and then we do our evaluation and our report writing from that. In addition, we use the GoToTraining and GoToMeeting computer-to-computer programs where we can use webcams and we can interview. We can do our cognitive interviewing and our verification interviewing with our candidates online when at convenient times from all over the world. And then our assessment feedback systems can be delivered in the same way. We can deliver them verbally if our clients want, or we can provide written reports if they want. But what we tend to see is that people prefer to have a visual PowerPoint presentation, which would be very similar to what you've just seen, that people can look at, and we can get online and discuss the individual results. When we do that, I have to stress it would be a little bit different than the example, because there'd be a lot more cross-referencing of the traits. There would be a lot more compilation of the important details in relation to a specific client objective or a specific position. But from this presentation, you get an idea of what we can do with the PowerPoint. In these online sessions, we can accommodate from 1 to 24 people, and it allows, again, flexibility to communicate with people outside business hours if it's required, and we can accommodate people in multiple locations in different time zones. And of course, again, we can provide visual presentations, document sharing, and a voice and webcam connection between numerous parties. If there's numerous stakeholders in a decision, various people on a team or various managerial people that need to make a decision, they can all be included at the same time. So it's a good system for us. It allows us to communicate as flexibly as possible. Obviously, we like in-person communication as well, and we do that, obviously, also. But for a cost-saving perspective, the online system can help. And typically what we see is a hybrid between some person-to-person and some online, as long as it's cost-effective.